What's going on, guys? Chad here with Green Light Shooting. Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking Professor Pew CLP. So we're talking about cleaning your guns. Now, I've done a lot of videos on the gun cleaning kits, the things that come with the brushes and the pads and all these things, but very rarely do we actually talk about the solvents that I'm using. So this one specifically is about this company. As I mentioned, it is Professor Pew CLP. Now, what is a CLP? If you're new into cleaning your guns, there's kind of three different steps you take when cleaning your guns. There is cleaning your gun, there is lubricating your gun, and protecting your gun. So obviously CLP stands for all three of those things, and that means that it combines all of those things into a single application. One single step takes care of all three of those things. Now, in addition to showing off this stuff, I did want to give a little bit of value to those maybe watching this video learning how to clean their gun for the first time. There's obviously a million different models of firearms, so it's impossible to show you on all of them. But generally speaking, I'm just gonna go through handguns today. By the way, this stuff can be used across the board: handguns, rifles, shotguns, you name it. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna be talking about semi-auto pistols. So if you're watching this video for a little bit of information on how to break down a firearm, look up your specific firearm. But to give you an idea, most of them, you're going to drop out the magazine, obviously making sure that it is clear. You're gonna pull back the slide to the rear and lock your slide lever up so that it keeps your slide back. And we're gonna visually inspect, chamber is clear, obviously our magazine is out and empty. At that point, there's usually some sort of a takedown lever. This one right here happens to be this, so I'm going to push this all the way straight down, just like that, and then slowly let that slide forward and push the slide off. Now I have my frame, I have my spring, which just compresses and comes out, my barrel here comes out just like that, and then the slide. And if you look inside your slide, if you've been shooting your guns, you'll notice quite a bit of sort of a black buildup, kind of like a carbon lead buildup. That's from just all the gunpowder and shooting. So we want to clean all that stuff up. So first up, we'll take the slide here, and I am just going to give this thing a couple sprays just like that. Let it kind of, sink in, do its job. In the meantime, I'm going to grab, every time I film one of these. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab a wire brush just like this. Maybe this is a brass brush, I don't really know. In the meantime, I'm going to grab a gun cleaning brush just like this, and we'll kind of get to work just breaking some of that stuff up. You can really see how all the stuff that was kind of baked into the slide here just comes up pretty easily once you've let this stuff soak in. And really, for the most part, you're just kind of targeting like where you can visually see a lot of the buildup. But beyond that, you're just kind of looking to get in some of the places you can imagine the gun cycling. So when the gun's actually shooting, you've got these rails in here. Obviously, that's going to need some special attention. Obviously, where all the mechanical functionings are happening, you're going to get more buildup. So now that we've got this broken up, I'm going to take just a standard little cotton pad here from my gun cleaning kit and just kind of rub this down to get a lot of that buildup off. Okay, and as we can see, this thing is sparkly clean now, and this patch went from this color to this color. So that is all the buildup we got off in, 20 seconds? Now that the slide's done, we're gonna take the barrel here, and same thing, I'm just gonna actually spray a couple sprays in there, let that sit for a second, and then I'm gonna grab a brass barrel brush out of my kit here. Okay, and then all I'm looking to do here is just run this through the barrel a couple times, letting the Professor Pew kind of break down everything that's going on in here. Now that we've got that going, I'm gonna unscrew this and put on basically a cotton version of this. And then I'm going to just push this through, and you can see that buildup that it's pulling just from one time going through this barrel. And the last thing, now that I've got the majority of that buildup out of there, I like to throw a patch onto something like this, give it one more spray, and then just run that patch through. And we should have a significantly cleaner patch. As we do, there's still a little bit on there. In an ideal world, you're gonna run this through, keep doing that process until you have a completely clean patch. But for the sake of this video, we'll go ahead and move on. All right, now I've got the frame here. As with everything else, I'm just gonna hit it a couple times with this spray. Let that sit for a second. Now, the nice thing about using a CLP as opposed to a standard cleaner, a cleaner is going to do all of this for you the same way. But this actually cleans up all that rust, all that lead, all that carbon buildup, but then it creates a thin, non-greasy coating over everything, which helps to keep the lubrication in, so everything is running smoothly, and then it also helps to prevent rust. So it protects you from rust, it lubricates everything so it continues to stay running smoothly on top of cleaning everything. So that's what's really nice about this product and other CLPs is it's just a one-stop shop. You don't have to have 3 things sitting in front of you. All right, now that we've got all that broken up, again, I'm just gonna take a patch here and just start wiping things down. My goodness, look at all that buildup that came up after that first wipe. I guess it's been a bit since I've cleaned this gun. Okay, now that we've got that frame all cleaned up and wiped down in here, one thing I would do is I'd pay special attention to, like I said, places that are going to be functioning. So you can imagine that slide when you shoot, these rails are actually going to be running inside of the spots on the slide. So things like that you just want to make sure are lubricated up really nice. And I can feel already from using this that everything still has a nice thin coat of that lube on it, but I'm going to put just the tiniest bit on each of these. Let that sort of run down a bit, wipe off some of this excess. And then because this gun's polymer, I'm not that worried about it. But you know, if this was a metal or something like that, you could certainly wipe this down, make sure everything is shiny clean, and it'll protect from rust, as I was mentioning. But now that we've got it really embedded in here, we can rest easy that everything's gonna stay lubricated, shoot smoothly. You know, you're gonna prevent a lot of the malfunctions that you might have if you were shooting a dirty gun. So, first barrel goes back in slide. Then spring goes on top and compresses into that little slot on the barrel. Then we're just gonna slide this guy back on, lock it in the back position, make sure that safety lever flips back up. Then we can drop this slide, and as you can hear, not only is that a clean gun, but that's a very nice lubricated clean gun that is going to function flawlessly, I'm sure. If you want to, like I said, you can take some of this, wipe down the outside. Only took a couple cotton patches, a brush, and a good quality CLP. So the nice thing about Professor Pew CLP is, well, obviously that it's an all-in-one kind of a thing. It's safe on all finishes. You can use it across the board, rifles, pistols, shotguns, like I said, any caliber. You can even use this thing in the home, you know, on a bike or whatever. Like it is all plant-based and 100% made in the USA, which I think is a really, really dope thing. It would be easy to be able to, you know, outsource this overseas or something like that, but the fact they're keeping it in the USA, that means a lot to me. And it is also built for all weather. So this stuff is actually rated for like down to -65 degrees Fahrenheit or up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, obviously the thing's gonna work for you regardless of where you live. So thoughts on using this after using it to clean this gun. The spray is interesting. I like it because it coats a lot of it all at once. I like it because it sort of gets everywhere all at once. I don't like it for things, you know, maybe like oiling your slide or something like that, just because I would like to have a little bit finer touch, maybe even if just there was a straw I could put in there that would give me a little bit more precision as to where I could put it. The other thing is it kind of goes everywhere, like it's kind of all over this table right now. So if I was to give any constructive feedback, I would say just include a straw. Give me something that I can have a little more precision with on top of the great, you know, overall spray. But aside from that, I can tell it's a good quality thing. It doesn't have any like chemically smell or anything. It doesn't really have any smell at all, honestly, which is nice because, you know, you're here cleaning a bunch of guns. You're gonna be breathing that stuff in. So you wanna be careful. Obviously, this is non-toxic. Like I said, it's plant-based. So that's a good feeling to know that I'm not concerned about what I'm breathing in. This stuff, by the way, is like 20 bucks on Amazon. You get this huge thing, which I imagine is going to last you a very long time. So I think it's a great value. So anyways, I hope if you were here to learn how to break down your gun and clean it, you got a little value out of this. If you're looking for a new CLP, absolutely go check these guys out. There's a link down in the video description below. And that's all I've got for you guys today. As I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this guy, and I'll see you next time on Greenlight Shooting. Thanks so much for watching.